When my clients come to me, they say, I love these 3 colors. I kind of like these 2 colors. Like, I don't love them, but I don't hate them. Like, I could tolerate them. But I absolutely hate color X. Color X, whatever color that might be. Absolutely hate it. I can't stand it. I don't want it nowhere near me. Don't show it to me. Like, even if it's got a little speckle of it, I don't want it. And when I hear that, that's when I know. I'm like, oh, ding, ding, ding. Yes, we get to play. Because when I understand where your color block is, that's when I know where your energy block is. Because your biggest energy blocks are hidden within the colors that you despise the most. In today's video, I'm going to show you how emotions are tied to certain colors and thus chakras that they're connected to. These are revealing the subconscious influences and patterns that are hidden in the shadows of our lifestyles that we are too unaware to look at in order to heal them. I can't choose colors to save my life. This is the challenge that most of my clients come to me with. And I get it, because choosing colors for walls, floors, furniture, decor, accessories, and bringing everything together, it can get very overwhelming, especially when there are endless opportunities. I mean, have you been to the paint department? Like, it's why do we need 50 million colors of the same colors? It's confusing. And it gets frustrating and it's overwhelming. And that's because there is a specific system when it comes to color, when it comes to saturation and tone and undertones and all of these things. Specific systems of how to match colors, how to use monochromatic or analogous or triadic color on systems on the color wheel, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. Welcome to Holistic Home Updates, the color series. I'm Danny Sinclair, your former architect turned holistic interior designer. I help you to align your home and your office space with your energy and your goals and your purpose. Your space is speaking to you, but can you hear it? Because I can. I listen, and then I create a piece of space that's just for you. And in this video, we're going to be talking about one of the most powerful ways that your home communicates with you, and that's through color. Let's get into it. Most people think color is a personal choice. It's a personal experience. It is about what looks nice, what feels good to you, what your tastes are, what you feel like could be trendy at the time, or what matches your current decor and aesthetic. But what if your reactions to certain colors weren't just about those aesthetics? It's so much deeper than that. It's about your emotions and the energy that is impacted by that color. In my previous role as a corporate designer, I worked for one of the leading companies for conventions, trade shows, corporate events, and marketing. And in that experience, I learned a lot about color psychology and how to use it from a branding and marketing perspective in order to get buyers more comfortable and ready to purchase. But it wasn't until I had my spiritual awakening that I realized the true impact of color and how it can help us to heal. You may not know that I'm also a certified yoga instructor, and so going through this whole process of yoga teacher training opened up a huge opportunity of healing and growth for me. It was probably one of my biggest spiritual awakenings thus far. And it opened up my awareness of the chakra systems. And I began to see the correlation between the color and the color psychology to the colors in the chakra systems. Every color carries an energetic frequency, and it aligns to the electromagnetic chart of light and sound. This also correlates to the same frequencies and the same wavelengths for light and sound of those of the chakras. So what exactly is a chakra? So a chakra is an energy center that runs along our body. There's 7 main ones, but there's really hundreds of them. And they're like little vortexes that are constantly receiving information and pulling that into our body. So this is why it's really important when we say clear your energy, raise your vibration, be mindful of who you spend your energy around, because they are always pulling in energy, both good and bad. And so when you are surrounded by energy that might not be most beneficial to you, or negative energy or people or situations or places or what have you, your body is energetically pulling these forces into your energetic body as well. If you are intentionally putting objects in your space that are known to raise the vibration of the specific imbalance of the chakra that you have, all you got to do is place it somewhere and set it and forget it, and your body is automatically going to absorb the energy of that item. So in my practice of holistic design, I bring together the patterns of the color with those of the chakra systems to find where they represent different aspects and behaviors of our emotions and our energy. There is a definite overlap. So when someone comes to me and says, I don't like the color red, I instantly go to root chakra. That means there is a sense of power and stability and security that may be at risk here. Well, that's huge if I'm working with a client who is wanting to update their home, because homes represent stability and security. So I need to know that if we are going to help support and ground you. I need to know the areas that you might not necessarily be paying attention to or avoiding looking at, so that it can make you feel more calm and easeful and peaceful and supported within your space. The color blue might point to communication challenges. The color green might point to a disconnect within the heart space, within being vulnerable and trust and resentment and harboring anger. When I was first introduced to this, I was listening to a podcast, and the guest speaker on it was Wala and she is a color specialist, an intuitive, a interior designer. Like, she became my muse. She would do a wardrobe overhaul and introduce colors with the colors that they needed within their wardrobe and their fashion, and she would also bring the colors into their homes, into their spaces. And so I thought this was so fascinating, because until then I was aware of the psychological impact of color, but I wasn't looking at it from the dynamic of how it can identify where your blocks are, and then how it can begin to subconsciously heal those blocks without you not even really being that consciously aware of what's happening. And this really opened up my mindset and has been a really huge driver into my practice. And on this podcast, there was one question that she had asked the host that I often ask my clients too, and I'm going to ask you as well. What color do you have the least of within your home or your wardrobe? And so when I ask this color to clients, a lot of times I get clients that are like, I like all the colors. And I'm like, do you? Sit with that, please, because me too. I thought I liked all the colors until I really sat with that question for like 1 or 2 days, and I began looking around my home. I started looking into my wardrobe, and I was like, there's no orange here. I don't have much orange. Orange is my color. And this was fascinating to me because at the time I was working with three clients whom all like their favorite colors the colors that they were working with was orange, and I was surrounded by orange. It was like the universe is going like, you need more orange, and I couldn't see it because I was surrounded by it. I was working with it, but it wasn't something that I was bringing into my personal space, into my personal home. Orange is related to the sacral chakra, and this is your sense of creativity, your sense of passion, your sense of joy and playfulness, and your emotions. It's where we hold our emotions. In yoga, we say like a lot of your emotions are stored within your hips. That's why a lot of times when we're doing hip openers, people will often cry because that emotion is stored in your body. And yeah, I mean, admittedly, like I am one, I suppress emotions quite a bit. I definitely have childhood trauma in the sacral area. Like there's a lot there. So I was like, all right, all right, all right, trying to call somebody out. So I have intentionally been working the color orange into my practice. It is one of my brand colors, even though I don't love it, but it like kind of matches the vibe. Since I had so many so many of my clients had orange anyway, I was like, well, it matches the vibe, I'm just gonna go with it. It's not the color orange that is the issue. It is the emotion that is tied to it. And am I more comfortable with orange? No, I'm really not. But I know the word, therefore, I'm going to submerge myself in it as much as I comfortably feel because I understand the power of it. And so that's what I want you to take away with you today. Think about your own space. Think about your own wardrobe. What colors may you be avoiding consciously or maybe not even so consciously? There might be colors that you're like, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I have lots of clients that feel that way. But if you're one of those clients who are like, I like all the colors, I encourage you to sit with it for a little bit longer and really inspect to see if that's necessarily true or not. Because I find that most often, in most cases, it's not true. Like for those clients who are like, I like all the colors, and then I'll go use a color and they're like, I don't really love it. Oh, okay, Miss, I like all the colors. Therefore, your space is a mirror of your energy. Preferences are absolutely revealing more to you than you are aware of. Color is a tool for healing and self-awareness. And once you begin to become a little bit more mindful of the colors that you are avoiding or absorbing, you begin to create a space that serves as a backdrop for your healing and your growth. So I really want to know, what's that one color that you avoid the most? Drop it in the comments. I really want to know, and I will tell you the energy that it is connected to, the chakras and their emotions. Color is one of the easiest ways that you can heal your space and heal your home and begin to heal yourself. But I absolutely get it. It is one of the most complicated decisions to make. There are endless amount of choices, and it is really confusing to put them all together. So if you're feeling stuck with bringing in the right colors for your space in a way that feels good or feels supportive, I can help. My energetic blueprints guide you through the process of selecting those perfect colors that are just right for your energy, bringing in your human design chart and your feng shui energy charts. So all of these things combined is going to craft the perfect color palette for you, as well as help you to uncover how to lay out your space in a way that is going to specifically and solely ground and support you. If you're ready to begin designing a space that supports your energy and your well-being, then head over to my website bydannysinclair.com and check out my virtual design services. You can book a free redesign consult and we can continue the conversation. Stay tuned for more holistic design updates, and I'll see you in the next video when we start to unpack these colors.